Fluttershy, wait!
Wait a minute! Those coins are not bits! They're silver! Bits are supposed to be gold! Wait, what? I don't even know anymore! Hello everyone, I'm Keenan47, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to the season finale of my My Little Pony vlogs for Season 3. Today, I am talking about Magical Mystery Cure, written by M.A. Larson. So here we go again, M.A. Larson writing a finale for Season 3, and this one's going to be quite a doozy if you really think about it. Let's get into it. The episode starts with...
Morning in Ponyville shimmers, morning in Ponyville shines.
Well, we're off to a great start. I mean, I know this show is known for having songs and stuff like that, but to start one right out of the gate? Alright, I guess it's good for you to get your first song out the way, so this way we don't have to deal with any other songs throughout the entirety of the episode. What? No way it is. There's no way this is a musical episode. I mean, okay. How many songs are in this episode? Oh, sweet Celestia. This is gonna hurt. For those who don't know, I am not a fan of musicals. That's just the kind of person I am. Like, I have seen plenty of musicals in my life, and I'm just not a fan of them. So this being a musical episode... This has to be able to do a lot for it to catch my interest. And not to also mention, as I've said throughout all 3 seasons, songs do not factor into my overall enjoyment of an episode. However, considering that this is a musical episode, I have to consider the songs into my overall enjoyment of the episode. So here we are with the first song of the episode, Morning in Ponyville, which, okay, this song, it's just I don't think it's a bad song, but at the same time, I don't think it's a great song. I mean, seriously, half of the lyrics that I hear in this song just scream Murphy's Law. Like, seriously, listen to this one line.
Can things ever go wrong? I don't think that they will.
I hate to take a joke from Josh Scorcher, but my Murphy's Law senses are tingling. And they happen, basically, because for some reason, water falls on Twilight, and when she goes to berate Rainbow Dash, for some reason, Rarity has Rainbow Dash's cutie mark. Yikes. So basically, Twilight is trying to figure out why does Rarity have Rainbow Dash's cutie mark, and then she pretty much finds out about Rainbow Dash having Fluttershy's cutie mark, and living in Fluttershy's home. And this leads to the other song of the episode, What My Cutie Mark Is Telling Me. Now, the song What My Cutie Mark Is Telling Me, I'm going to say this right now, this does exactly what a musical should be doing. The song progresses the story while giving us a really good beat to listen to, and also a really good song to listen to. While we're going through all the scenes in this song, we basically see every member of the main 6. We see Rarity with Rainbow Dash's cutie mark. We see Rainbow Dash with Fluttershy's cutie mark. We see Fluttershy with Pinkie Pie's cutie mark. We see Pinkie Pie with freaking, Applejack's cutie mark, and we see Applejack with Rarity's cutie mark. So, we're seeing all these ponies having different cutie marks than there normally are, and we're kind of just wondering, like, and they're all doing the talents that their cutie mark portrays. So basically saying, like, Applejack is doing fashion, which is Rarity's talent, Rarity is doing Rainbow Dash's job with the weather, and yada yada yada. So, basically, that's where we leave off after the song ends. So Twilight ends up going back home, and she ends up telling Spike about this book that she got. Hey guys, remember this book from the season from the season 3 premiere? It's back in this episode. Yeah, that little foreshadowing in episode 2 of season 3 was supposed to be for the finale of this episode right here. I don't know about you, but no. But Twilight basically says how basically she was given this book by Celestia and Luna, and she was told that this has Starswirl the Bearded's unfinished spell, and Celestia is hoping that maybe Twilight can actually finish it. So Twilight actually reads the spell out loud, which is incomplete, and apparently it messed with the elements of harmony, which in turn messed around with the main six's cutie marks, which in turn messed with their talents, which in turn, as she said, changed their destiny. And of course, at this point, Twilight gives up for some reason, and then we move on to the next song, Find a Way. Can I be honest here and say that this song is completely unnecessary? I know someone in the comments is probably about to say, oh, what are you talking about? We get to see how bad the scene is. We already knew how bad it was thanks to what my cutie mark is telling me. I mean, think about it. Because of what my cutie mark is telling me, we pretty much see how bad it's going. Fluttershy's not able to make ponies laugh, Pinkie Pie's having a hard time at the barn, and yada yada yada. Here, we're just reaffirming what we already know, and I just feel like that this song could have been cut out. Now, don't get it twisted. I don't hate this song. I think this song has a great lyric and has a very somber tone to it. I just feel like that it's completely unnecessary for the entirety of the episode, if you really think about it, since we already know how bad the scene is. Whatever. So now we move on to basically Spike, comforting Twilight. Basically trying to tell her to, you gotta fight. You gotta do something. These are your friends. You shouldn't let this happen. And then we see Twilight have this in her eyes, which leads to her having an idea. And she basically gets the elements of harmony and begins to go see each of her friends. First off, she sees Fluttershy, who's about to go back to Cloudsdale, but tells her, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash needs your help. And Fluttershy decides to go help, and then we see this scene right here. I think my reaction sums up my feelings on that moment. Insert your own Skittles joke here. Insert your own Skittles joke here. Go ahead. I give you full permission to make a comment on it. Go ahead. So anyways, after they help Fluttershy realize her actual talent and get her real cutie mark back, we move on to the next song, A True True Friend. This is a really good song. I love the tone that this song has, where basically the lyrics coincide with the story. Like I said, this is progressing the story, and we're seeing, each of the main six receiving their cutie marks and basically remembering who they once were, and basically helping each other all the while. You have, Fluttershy helping Rainbow Dash, you have Rainbow Dash helping Rarity, you have Rarity helping Applejack, and yada yada yada. And I especially love the tone to this song. The tone to this song is really, really good in many ways. I mean, I love it. It's very upbeat. It has a great lyric. It has great lyrics to it. And honestly, it's probably one of the most triumphant moments throughout the entirety of the episode. So now we move on to Twilight basically figuring out how to complete the Magical Mystery Cure, as people have called it, the Star Swirl the Bearded's unfinished spell. So she actually does finish the spell, and then this happens where all members of the main six, their elements of harmony, are blasting Twilight with some kind of, energy, and then she just disappears. I know there's a certain NY Pony who said that Twilight died in this scene. I'm not going to give my opinion on that one. All I'm going to say is, I don't believe so. That's all I'm going to say. Just be like, I don't believe so. But you're entitled to it. So basically what happens is that Twilight ends up in this weird dimension where Celestia actually meets her. And basically she says that Twilight is now ready for her next stage. And that's when and now we're going to lead off into another song. Alright then, who's going to be singing this song, huh guys? Who's the one that's going to be singing this song? Is it going to be Twilight? Because I doubt Celestia is going to...
You've come such a long...
Holy crap, Celestia is actually singing. My mind has been blown. So yeah, now we move on to one of my favorite songs of the episode, if not the best song of the episode, Celestia's Vow. This song is legendary, if you ask me. And it's for one simple reason, the lyrics. It has such a serene and soft tone to it, and I love Celestia's lyrics in this song. Like, for instance, you've come such a long way. Yeah, Twilight has come such a long way. And I've watched you from that very first day. Yes, if you watched the show from season 1, you would have watched Twilight from that very first day. And honestly, the rest of the lyrics, it almost feels like we're thinking about these questions as well. To see what she might do, to see what she might become, and how much, how proud we've become of her. It's an interesting song because it basically brings the audience into the fold rather than just the characters. And so the song ends, and then we see Twilight basically go back to Ponyville, and then we see this scene right here.
Twilight? Is that you?
I know there are plenty of people who probably reacted very badly when, people saw Twilight become an alicorn or something of the like. And I can understand this in many cases. I can understand why people feel like, oh, Twilight becoming an alicorn was a bad thing, yada, yada, yada. But I'm going to say this. I feel as though she deserved it. Think about it. Think about how much Twilight went throughout the entirety of all 3 seasons. Think about the lessons that she learned. Think about the adventures that she went on. Think about the lessons that she taught others. Think about everything that she's contributed throughout the entirety of the 3 seasons. Honestly, I think Twilight deserved this to become an alicorn. I think she more than proved herself to be willing to become an alicorn. Like, having the skill and everything. So yeah, I'm not against Twilight becoming an alicorn. Even when she first became an alicorn, I was like, you know what? I'm okay with this. I want to see what this leads to. Because when she became an alicorn, I was thinking this will probably lead to more interesting episodes. And I'm still holding on to that in many cases. Because Season 4 did have some interesting concepts, which I will talk about. So now we're done with that, and we move on to basically Twilight's coronation. And then we get...
The Princess Twilight's coming.
And then we move on to Twilight basically saying how much she learned from her friends, how much she's grateful to them for all the lessons she learned. We get a reprise of the first song, and that's Magical Mystery Cure. So, I know one of the major criticisms people bring up is this episode would have worked better as a 2-parter because of the 2 stories that they had in line. The Magical Mystery Cure and the Coronation. Can I be honest and say I disagree? I know people are about to go nuts on me or something of the like, but I think they approached this episode really well. After rewatching it and everything, I think this episode was approached really well when it comes to the pacing. And that's mainly because of it being a musical. Honestly, if this episode wasn't a musical, it would have tanked badly in its pacing and stuff like that. But because this episode was a musical, I think it worked in its favor in allowing the 2 plot lines to actually coincide with each other and work properly. I know this sounds crazy and stuff like that, but I think I'm actually agreeing with Digibrony on this one. That the pacing, I think it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with the pacing. Considering that it's a musical episode, I think it worked really well. If it was a normal episode, yeah, the pacing would have tanked badly. But because it was a musical episode, it works. I know some people are going to disagree with me, and you're welcome to, but this is my opinion on the idea of the pacing. So, to those who say this should have been a 2-parter, I'm going to stay in the idea of it being better off as a 1-parter musical than a 2-parter non-musical. And honestly, I love the songs in this episode. Only 2 songs I really didn't care for, and the rest were either really good, amazing, or just okay. I mean, True True Friend, love that song. Celestia's Ballad, love that song. Find a Way, it's okay, I just feel it's unnecessary. What My Cutie Mark is Telling Me, I think I said that, but you know what I mean, I love that song. Morning in Ponyville, Morning in Equestria, and screw Behold Princess Twilight Sparkle. So, yeah, I think the songs in this episode were really good. 5 of them I definitely like and love. Well, 2 I'm just like, whatever. And honestly, this episode was definitely an interesting point to end Season 3, because the way that it ended, it could have been a series finale, like Josh Scorcher said. I feel like Season 3 should have been a series finale, but after Season 4 came out, now I'm starting to see what they were going for. And you know what? I cannot wait to talk about Season 4 when I get a chance. So, my honest opinion about this episode, I think this is a really good episode. I think this is definitely one of my favorite episodes of Season 3. So yeah, that's my opinion on this episode. Go ahead and leave a comment below with your opinion on it. Alright guys, next time will be the Season 3 overview and the top 5 favorite and least favorite episodes of Season 3. Till next time guys, I'm Keen47, aka Wolfkeen. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time guys, take care.